All right, good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be in time and space. Kinneas, and we're back. Episode 152.
Transporter, loading has started. Transporter from dispatch. The cargo is on board. You are clear to taxi to the runway and take off.
Everything looks good from where I'm sitting. Taxi to the runway and take off.
Right before we take off, let's look around our area and see what are the nearest audio tours that they have. We're not going back in that direction over here towards these places, but we might as well see what's over here.
The Santiago de Compostela Cathedral is part of the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Santiago de Compostela and is an integral component of the Santiago de Compostela World Heritage Site in Galicia, Spain. The cathedral is the reputed burial place of St. James the Great, the Apostle of Jesus Christ. It is also one of the only 3 known churches in the world built over the tomb of an Apostle of Jesus, the other 2 being St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City and St. Thomas Cathedral Basilica, Chennai in India. The cathedral has historically been a place of pilgrimage on the Way of St. James since the early Middle Ages and marks the traditional end of the pilgrimage route. The building is a Romanesque structure, with later Gothic and Baroque additions. Santiago de Compostela is the capital of the autonomous community of Galicia, in northwestern Spain. The city has its origin in the shrine of St. James the Great, now the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela, as the destination of the Way of St. James, a leading Catholic pilgrimage route since the 9th century. In 1985, the city's old town was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Santiago de Compostela has a very mild climate for its latitude with heavy winter rainfall courtesy of its relative proximity to the prevailing winds from Atlantic low-pressure systems.
We're going to be skirting along this coast, and maybe we'll be able to see this if it's in there. The Tower of Hercules. All right, well, wish us luck. Here we go. You're always the VIP on these flights. Remember to just kick back and relax, take any seat you want. Imagine those are couches, and it's more of a party interior for you.
Transporter from dispatch. Fly safe and remember to watch your landing.
Coruña is the most populated city in Galicia, Spain, and the second most populated municipality in the autonomous community.
That looks like the tower right there.
In the country. The city is the provincial capital of the province of the same name. Coruña is located on a promontory in the Golfo Artebro, a large gulf on the Atlantic Ocean. It is the main industrial and financial center of northern Galicia and holds the headquarters of the Universidad de Coruña. The oldest part, known popularly in Galician as Cidade Velha Old City, is built on an ancient Celtic castro. It was supposedly inhabited by the Brigantes and Artebrians, the Celtic tribes of the area. During the modern period, the city was a port and center for the manufacturing of textiles. In 1520, King Carlos I of Spain met in the courts of Coruña and embarked from its harbor to be elected Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire as Charles V.
It's pretty bumpy.
He allowed the government of the Kingdom of Galicia to distribute spice in Europe between 1522 and 1529. Commerce with the Indies was allowed between 1529 and 1575. The Great Depression and the Spanish Civil War severely affected the economy through the 1930s to the mid-1950s. The 1960s and early 1970s saw a dramatic economic recovery, which was part of the wider Spanish miracle. As elsewhere in Galicia, a Coruña attracted a massive influx of Galician-speaking rural dwellers into their quickly developed neighborhoods. A Coruña is nowadays the richest region of Galicia and its economic engine. There have been various changes in the city's structure over the last few decades. It now shares some administrative functions with the nearby city of Ferrol. Companies have grown, especially in sectors such as finance, communication, planning, sales, manufacturing and technical services, making it the wealthiest metropolitan area of Galicia. The port itself unloads large amounts of fresh fish, and with the increase in other port activities, makes up 75% of Galician port traffic.
All right. Here is that tower, the Tower of Hercules. Man, he got around. Let's hear what she says about this.
The Tower of Hercules is an ancient Roman lighthouse on a peninsula about 2.4 kilometers from the center of A Coruña, Galicia, in northwestern Spain. Until the 20th century, the tower was known as the Forum Brigantium. The Latin word forum is derived from the Greek word pharos for the lighthouse of Alexandria.
That's neat.
The structure is 55 meters tall and overlooks the North Atlantic coast of Spain. The structure, built in the 2nd century and renovated in 1791, is the oldest lighthouse in use today. There is a sculpture garden featuring works by Pablo Serrano and the Tower of Hercules is a national monument of Spain and has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since the 27th of June 2009. It is the second tallest lighthouse in Spain, after the Ferro de Chipiona. Ferrol is a city in the province of A Coruña in Galicia, on the Atlantic coast in northwestern Spain, in the vicinity of Strabo's Cape Nerium. With Hume to the south and Ortigal the north, Ferrol forms the Ferrolterra comarca, and together with A Coruña forms the second largest conurbation in Galicia, with a total population of 640,000. The harbour, for depth, capacity and safety, is not equalled by many in Europe. The entrance is very narrow, commanded by forts, and may even be shut by a stoccado. The city has been a major naval shipbuilding center for most of its history, being the capital of the Spanish Navy's Maritime Department of the North since the time of the early Bourbons. Before that, in the 17th century, Ferrol was the most important arsenal in Europe. Today, the city contains some of the major shipbuilding yards of the Navantia Group. The city is one of the starting points of the English Way path of the Camino de Santiago. Because of the modern requirement that pilgrims must travel 100 kilometers by foot in order to be officially recognized, Ferrol is the preferred starting point for pilgrims traversing the English Way. The existence of prehistoric human settlements in this Galician city is backed up by the abundance of burial chambers, megalithic monuments as well as petroglyphs and other archaeological findings. The Phoenicians established in this area different dried and salted cod stations, and their presence together with the presence of the ancient Greeks is well documented by historians like Herodotus, Strabo, Pomponius Mela, just to mention a few classic ones including Ptolemy.
That's our beach.
Praia das Cathedrals is on the northwest coast of Spain. It is the name given by the tourism industry to Praia de Orgas Santas. The beach is located in the Ribadeo municipality, in the province of Lugo, on the Cantabric coast, and it lies about 10 kilometers to the west of the town of Ribadeo. Its name is derived from its cliff formations. It has been declared a natural monument by the Regional Ministry for the Environment of the Santander de Galicia. The characteristic features of the beach are its natural arches and caves, which can be seen only at low tide. During high tide, the beach appears small, but still suitable for swimming. During low tide, the size of its cliffs and sea caves is more apparent, ranging from small cracks on the rock to big caves whose roofs have collapsed due to the erosion of the waves. At low tide, there is access to a sand deposit delimited by a rocky wall made from slate and schist forming 30 meters arches resembling cathedral flying buttresses, large caves, sand corridors between rocky blocks, and other geological features. Particularly low tides create access to nearby beaches through the sand extension. As the coast stretch is almost horizontal, the water covers the beach again very quickly.
Transporter from dispatch. Go to the parking so we can check the cargo status.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through eyes covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption, breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out.
So you wanna go to war with me? You're talking like you think you're royalty. You think that I'm afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay. Won't look away. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne. For the throne. So you wanna be my enemy? You should've known I'd never kiss the rain. Ice runs in my veins, won't play it safe. I don't belong with your nobility. Who died and made you king of anything? You think that I'm insane? It's your mistake. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. I'll take it. I've come to take it. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. So you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne. For the throne.
The Bay of Santander is both a comarca of Cantabria and the largest estuary on the north coast of Spain, with an extension of 22.42 square kilometers. Due to the influence of Santander and its metropolitan area, nearly half of the population of the autonomous community of Cantabria is gathered around it, which makes the anthropic pressure on this area of water quite notable. The entrance to the bay is lined by the Sardinero beaches, where the Isle of Moru with its lighthouse can be found. The access to its interior is through a narrow channel of water between the Magdalena Peninsula, near to which are the and the sandbanks of a long series of beaches and dunes that protect the tranquil inner waters of the bay. The morphology of the bay has suffered important changes in the last centuries. It is estimated that more than 50% of the original extension has been filled up, drying up a large amount of marsh area for grasslands, to expand and to create new industrial and residential areas. At the moment, work is going on to recover the seaside ecosystem in some areas of high ecological value. Several rivers empty into the Bay of Santander. The most important is the Rio de Solia, in the south. The Rio de San Salvador empties in the center of the bay via the Rio de Astillero, while in the east flow the Rios of Carmen and Reyos. To the west is the Rio de Cubas, which is the mouth of the Mira River. The Santander Bay is formed by a diaper generated during the Alpino-type orogeny of the Tertiary period. Its materials are composed of clays and salts that ascended, taking advantage of the faults. This movement generated an increase of the fracturing and an important dragging of rocks from the outer layers. The weakness zone generated by the Kuiper's clays made easier its erosion compared with other sandstone or limestone areas, which involved the advance of the sea and the formation of the bay.
Electrical forces scale up. Where am I going with a concept like that? Scaling up. I think it has to do with faster than
Nice landing, pilot.
light travel. Okay, so I'm off to create some Rome Total War 2, Rome 2 Total War artwork, cover art for the next show in an hour. So if you want to join me, I'll see you then.